Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, I am out here in Tahdziu. That's right, that's how you say it. I got it right there. Hopefully you guys can pronounce it. If not, hey, you guys can tell me exactly how to pronounce it because I probably pronounced it wrong. Hopefully not. Either way, we are out here in the middle of the jungle. As you guys already know, we like to go out to these little villages and the little pueblos and go and explore and see what's around. We are in Tahdziu again, and where's Tahdziu? We're just like about a stone's throw away from Peto, and Peto is kind of like a semi-big town, almost kind of like, there's not many cities in the Yucatan, but it would probably be, in the top 5, 10, of the, biggest cities that we've seen out here. Now, I'm gonna turn the camera around, as you guys already know, so you guys can get a better view, all right, of where we're at and what's going on here. Christian is over there talking to that person in that car, because the reason that we are out here to begin with is simply because Christian wants to get herself an ipil. Ipil? I think, I don't know, I should have asked her how to pronounce it right. But we're out here because out here in this part of the Yucatan, believe it or not, this is one of the areas, if not the only area, where they make those still the traditional way, which means they sew it by hand. Yeah, that's right. Sounds kind of crazy, but that's how they do it here. Look at this church, very nice. Here, let's check this out. While they're figuring it out over there, we'll find each other eventually, and then basically we're just gonna be hanging around, not just this town, but we'll see what we do. Sometimes when we go on these adventures, we see more than just a little village that we're at to start off with. So okay, let's be quiet because it's Sunday morning, Sunday mass. It's actually Sunday at 11 a.m. literally. So Sunday mass is about to start. It's actually going on right now. All right, so I'm just gonna, wow, very nice. I don't want to interrupt, so I'm just gonna walk through here. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so yeah, let's go through here, see where we're at. I don't want to get too lost, but you know me, I can't help myself. So look, it seems like they have a little park going on here. Seems like they got something, semi-gentrified. So yeah, so this little village out here, we're basically, hola, we're basically out here in the middle of nowhere. And as you guys know, every time that we explore any one of these cities or any one of these areas, they each have their own unique flavor, their own unique feel, their own unique history, everything. And this place is no different. Wow, look at these ruins or whatever this is. Holy guacamole, this is pretty cool. And I guess they're setting up for a festival, or they're cleaning up after a festival or something. They got the doggies, but it seems like, yeah, either they're cleaning up or they're setting up, for a festival that's coming up. I think they're cleaning up Sunday morning, and it seems like, they're cleaning up after the huge mess and all that stuff. But yeah, this place is pretty awesome. This is pretty cool. I wonder what, hola. Everybody's very nice, very friendly. So, as you guys know, hola, hola, ¿cómo están? Saludos. Look at that. Yeah, everybody's very friendly. Everybody's very nice. Hola, buenos días. Cool. All right. So yeah, back to what I was saying. This is not too far off from a little pueblo of Shaya. I know I said it wrong. I keep saying it wrong. So this is not too far off from that little pueblo. And yeah, what was I gonna say? So it's very Mayan out here. So right now, as Christian was trying to locate, that dress, they were all speaking in Mayan. They were using Google Translate, to translate from Mayan to Spanish and all that stuff. Look at that. I just wanted to show you guys these ducks. I think they are. I don't want to get too close. Sometimes, they get a little, nippy. Look at that. Someone's backyard. I don't want to be intruding. But you can see what villagers look like. So we're here. Hola. Everybody's very nice. Everybody's saying all kinds of, man, everybody's super friendly here. It's probably the friendliest village I've kind of walked through so far. So, all right, so let's just kind of walk through here and see what we have, you know, to see in the town center. So when we were walking in, we were driving in, it was basically asking the people, the townsfolk, because you know, he's a local, obviously he's from here, and so he's asking the people, hey, so where's the market, where's the town center, where's that whatever, you know? And it's like, this is it, man, this is what we got. Now hopefully, you know, not sure how long we're gonna be here, but we might be swinging by, you know, let's go see what these guys have here. But we might be swinging by Peto, at least take a drive through there so I can show you what it kind of looks like. I've heard always beautiful, amazing things, but never been there. Got all these cool things for sale. Hola. And so look, I guess that's like the lone cop over there. That's like this seems to be like the town center. Look at that. And that's like the one, the cop car, you know, for the whole area here. That's pretty cool. So look, there you go. So over there, that's like the cultural house all the way to the right. Then right in the middle is the library, and then all the way to the left is the tesoreria, which is like the treasury, I guess, the town treasury. So yeah, just walk around here, see what we can find. I know the car that we came in, so and I got my phone on me, so hopefully won't get too lost. A little store here, a corner store. Yeah, this town's very nice, very chill. A lot of little doggies everywhere. So you got the kids over here, they're practicing for something. They're doing something. Guess they're practicing a traditional dance, or they're practicing, you know, something for a festival, something for school, something. That's pretty cool. You know, hopefully the music doesn't get me demonetized. Hopefully I can, you know, play this music. If not, I'll play some other music. Either way, it's pretty cool. All right. Look at that. Such coordination. Look at that. Much better than anything much more coordinated than I would ever be. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, let's just keep getting lost. Let's just go that way. Let's just go that way. And so yeah, so Christians out here looking for that dress, that special dress, and you know, they might not even make them anymore out here. They might even be in like Peto, which is like the neighboring village, the neighboring city, the neighboring area. You know, the next biggest metropolitan area next to here. But this place is pretty small, pretty tiny, but it's not that small. It's not that tiny. This place seems pretty nice, pretty cool. But let's just walk around. I mean, like I said, everybody seems very nice. I guess let's get a little lost. Might as well. Oh, make sure I don't step in any potholes. But see all these little tienditas. Again, we're out here in the middle of the town center. Okay. But yeah, like I was thinking maybe, you know, coming out here on my bicycle. You know, it seems that at one time that we went to Tequit and we were riding around on the bicycle and checking out the village that way. That was really the best way to do it. Okay, so we got two directions here. We got the traffic, heavy traffic in this area, as you guys can see. Anyways, so yeah, you can go down that way. Let's go up this way. A lot of hills. So we're deep into the jungle here. Like not too far from here. We are actually by Quintana Roo and by Campeche, I think. But we're south, you know, we're like as far south on the Yucatan as you can go right now, I think. You know what I mean? Like there might be some other villages or some other stuff going on out here, but yeah, check this out. So out here, again, this is just like that time that we came out to Shaya not too long ago. I'll link that video at the end of this one. That's when we were out here. Again, it's far from here because once you get deep out here in the jungle, you got chickens everywhere, you got animals everywhere. But once you get deep down here in the jungle and you get deep into the villages and all this other stuff, you know what happens is that you know, now it's hard. It's a little difficult to get in between places. So like a direct shot from Merida to get to certain areas, it's not that far. In fact, it took us like a little over 2 hours, but around 2 hours to get here. So it took us around 2 hours to get here. And you know, once we got here, we simply, look at that guy has like goats in his backyard and all that stuff. I know I don't try not to, you know, invade anyone's privacy, but it's just so cool. Look at that. But yeah, I didn't want to, you know, I'm not gonna stick the camera in there. But that's the thing, like, I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, how come you don't stop and talk to everyone you meet or everyone you see? Wow, this is a very steep hill. That's the thing, but like, that guy was putting on his shirt, jumping on his bike, and he's running out of the house. I know he's nice enough, people here are nice enough that they'll stop and talk to me and, you know, give me what I want. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, man, that guy's living his life out here. I'm the one that's like the tourist just hanging out. I'm not going to be bothering him, you know, as he's, you know, late for church, late to meet his girlfriend, late to go see family, who knows what the situation is. Look at that, very nice. Hola. Very cool, very nice. All right, so let's just keep walking around. But look, it seems like it's semi-gentrified because we have like the streets, street out, what is it, like the street signs. We had like the park. We have some of these meters, you know, for the electricity, or it seems new. There's a lot of solar panels out here, I noticed that. So I noticed that there's like a, you know, big solar panel farm on the way over here. Again, you know, a lot of even homes out here have solar panels and have access to that. Here, check this out. Look at that. It's pretty cool, right? Super cool. So yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you know, out here we're just living in the rural life. And you know, coming out to these little villages might not be for everybody. I know they can be a little intimidating per se, you know, for some people. And you know, this is why I like to just come out here and even just take a walk and just show you. It's like we're taking a walk together through the village here of Tahdziu. I know I'm saying it wrong. Christian's already rolling her eyes. She's not even here. But yeah, see, look, right now I don't know what Christian's doing with, you know, they're out there figuring out how to get that that dress that she's looking for. But yeah, we're gonna keep looking around. Look at this, how nice. Keep walking around. It's obviously very nice, very quiet, very chill. Everybody knows everybody out here. You know, obviously that's why a lot of times when I'm walking through, you know, they're looking at me like, who is this guy? He doesn't, you know, he's obviously not from here. But yeah, what I was gonna say is that, like, for example, I didn't even know this place existed out here. I didn't even know I didn't even know there was anything out here per se. The reason Christian dragged us all out here was because she's looking for that specific kind of like dress or whatever. That's pretty cool, pretty nice. All right, so we got the time. Hola. Let's go this way. Just curious. I'm gonna make sure and check the phone. Nope. Okay, they're by the church. Messaging them. It's very nice out here. But yeah, just chill, rural life. Everybody just living their life, you know, doing their thing. A lot of sleepy dogs everywhere. Everybody chilling, relaxed. Hola, buenos días. Buenos días. Very nice. Oh man, it's like I think there might be a dead end over here. Well, we'll make our way around. Okay. You got the river flowing road. Where is it? The dirty water is rolling downhill here. So, as I was saying, you know, so like the reason we're out here more than anything else. I mean, the only reason we're out here is because Christian, remember, her birthday was very recently. You know, we're at the end of June right now, and right now her birthday was on June 17th, and so basically for her birthday, what you want for your birthday, Christian's like, hey, can you bring us out here? Because she wanted to not just come out here, but she wanted to come out here specifically to get that dress, which hopefully they'll find. You know, again, I see them wearing it everywhere, but the thing is that, like, again, those dresses are made everywhere. You can find those dresses in the city of Merida. You can find them all over the Yucatan. You don't have to go anywhere special or specific to get them or anything like that. And so I don't know, did we come through here already? I don't even know. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Hopefully I didn't. Oh no, we didn't come through here. That's right, we came through here in the car. Yeah, so look, perfect. I get to show you this now as I'm walking through here. Look at this house. Look at that. And so I know you might be thinking, man, who would be living out here in this heat? Because again, we're out here. Sorry about that, guys. Literally, as I was talking about the heat and how hot it is out here and the humidity and the middle of summer and all that stuff, well, guess what? The battery died. In fact, it was so hot, I was like, oh my god, did the camera literally die as well? I think I'm having trouble with the memory card. Hopefully I'm able to, you know, keep all the footage that I've shot, you know, so far. But either way, look where we are. Again, what I was trying to show you, but yeah, everything's all hilly. You can see an incline, you know, up and down there. Check that out. Although, you know, you can see homes all the way up there. That's the home that I was just showing you in the area. You see, you hear the roosters. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, so these homes, as you know, so many people, not only have they been living in these places, you know, for centuries, or I don't know how long, but you know, they've also been, they still continue to build them and still live in them because they're actually nice and cool. You know, the reason we stopped by here, oh wow, they're everywhere. You got chickens everywhere, cock-a-doodle-doos everywhere. But yeah, the reason we were, you know, like I'm even stopped by here when we were driving through was because, you know, what was talking about it, and as to, you know, how the homes are out here in this region. And, you know, again, they're all talking about the benefits of all that stuff because, well, you know, to them it's not necessarily something new, but something more that they're used to. You know, we got people, you know, with all the little stores out here, you know, people in their homes just hanging out with their family, you know, all laying in the hammocks, relaxing, chilling, vibing. And then yeah, out here you get definitely a, you know, more of a workout. Look at that bicycle, holy crap, that's old as hell. And you know, some homes, you know, obviously, you know, better taken care of than others. But at the end of the day, it's it's the village life. And there's a bunch of homes like that one, you know, all over the place. And there's more of the newer homes, you know, newer construction. There's all kinds of things going on. But again, we are, you know, just in a little kind of village, like kind of like, again, in the middle of nowhere. You know, when we were going through Peto, I was actually really surprised by how big that city was, or how big that area was. So again, at the very least, I don't know if we're going to be walking around through there. I don't know if we're going to be, you know, what I can, you know, be film, what I'm going to be filming, what I'm going to be able to show you. But at the end of the day, you know, I know we got to drive through there later, so I'm going to get some of that footage. Because again, I wasn't recording that earlier because I know how my camera works, and I wasn't trying to overheat it before I even got here. You know, I can try that later, you know, once I'm done with this. We got a pizza place. I'm walking down the street just so you can get the better views, even though I shouldn't be walking down the street, as you know. You see, we got another pizza place right across the street that also sells sweets. All right. So we're heading back to the center. We're heading back exactly to where we started from. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little walk and talk through the village. Here's a chaya tree. Oh, this is chaya. This is like poison ivy, but people eat it out here. We eat it. You know, you eat it with chaya and eggs. A lot of people eat it with a lot of things, but it's a very, very, very super local thing. And look at that humongous chaya. Wow, I've never seen that one so big. But yeah, that's like poison ivy, just FYI. So be careful with it. But yes, you can eat it. You'll find it in restaurants all over the place. And, you know, we have a chaya tree plant, whatever, and basically Christian, you know, she'll pick some leaves from it, and then she has to kind of like cook them a little bit, you know, just to get that poison out. And then once it's cooked, you know, just like a light blanch, like maybe let's say you want to cook some spinach, and anyways, that is what's used, you know, then as the ingredient. So you gotta like at least process it, cook it, you know, all that stuff. So all right, I think we're like, this is like the main avenue here, where we kind of, you know, right in front of the church. But I just wanted to show you, you know, what everything looks like out here in that sense. The avenue, we just came through here. So you take that road all the way to Peto, all right? And, you know, we're here back at the town square where we started off the adventure. Hopefully that did not get abandoned. It seems like I did because the car has moved, I think. I don't know, we'll see. We'll figure it out. They can't go too far. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take the bus home, and it's Sunday, so that's gonna suck. Okay, the car's still out there. All right, they're somewhere around here. Not sure where. I gotta find them. In the meantime, but yeah, so like as I was saying, yeah, check it out. You know, like how amazing this little place is. What a beautiful little town. What a beautiful little area, and very nice, very nice. So yeah, we came on in that car, that red car over there. So look at that, very nice. This church looks awesome, huh? This church looks amazing. So yeah, like when I was checking it out on Google Maps before we came out here, it was actually very, very nice. So all right guys, I guess, you know what, let's walk around until we find them. I think they said they're at the little tiendita. Hold on, let me see what it says on the message, see where we're at. I gotta find them. All right, so they're up front. All right, I almost tripped and fall like an idiot because I'm fucking filming and looking at my phone. Okay, there they are, I see them. They're all the way over there. They're all the way at the end of the street over there. So all right guys, let me catch up with them, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit, and hopefully you guys don't have too much ketchup on your hot dog. I don't know, I just had to use ketchup 3 times. All right, so I'll see you guys in a few seconds. All right Chris, so what's up? Did we find anything or no?
Bueno, sí, pero muy caro, muy bonito, pero muy caro. Digo, es lo que vale. Okay, es lo que vale un trabajo como esa magnitud. Y es el precio justo. Pero solo que yo soy pobre. Okay, so basically what she's saying, let's translate real quick, because I don't want to put the little captions down below, is that long story short, she found it, but they were selling for 3,000 pesos. And they were like super fine dresses. Sobre lino también. Yeah. You know, over silk, made with silk and all this stuff. Linen. Oh, linen. Okay. So, anyways, regardless, you know, they're high-end, you know, dresses, right? Some dresses, yeah. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's not what she was looking for. She was looking for that, but not that. You know, I mean, something that she could wear on a day-to-day basis, because a long time ago she got it as a gift, right? Didn't a long time ago you got one as a gift that was really made? Oh, okay. So she got his inherited it from her grandma, and she wears it all the time, and it's nice and cool and fresh and all that stuff. And so that's what we're trying to look for, because all the other ones, they're not as fresh, right? I mean, they're nice. The ones that they make with the factory. The you know, the ones that are made, you know, with the machine. You know, the ones that they sell everywhere, they're just not the same, right? It's probably the materials and the way they're made. Either way, yeah. Either way, all right. Seems like the cops are here. You know, they're coming to get me. You know, they're like, what's this guy doing all the way out here? You know, let's get him. All right. So, all right. With that being said, let's get out of here. All right. We're gonna go hopefully to Peto, right? Vamos a Peto or Mani? I don't know. We're gonna go somewhere. So, all right. There they are. Let's say hi to them, all right? Maybe they don't want to say hi, all right? Yeah, there they do. All right, so on to the next adventure. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of, you know, this point of view as we're driving. I pulled sorry. You almost closed the window on me. Hold on, sorry. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys, you know, what it looks like, you know, through the car, the same little area here. But yeah, so I just got a little information from Christian, and she said that they actually went to 3 places. One place, you know, the lady was visiting family. The other place was closed, and then the third place was basically the one with the really expensive ones. But with that said, we're on our way now. I don't know where, but we're on our way to somewhere else in town where they say they got them. You know, ¿qué pasó?
They got more. Yeah, okay, they got more. So, you know, hopefully this place is open. Hopefully we can find them. We'll keep you posted, you know, and we'll go from there. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, let's go. Okay.
Esto le falta el cuello, lo tengo dado para que él me lo haga. Igual este.
All right, they're gonna negotiate. They're gonna talk in there. So basically, the lady was like, "Yeah, they're like 5,500 pesos." Like, wow, that's expensive. So, you know, it's funny because, you know, a lot of people always ask, you know, about like the whole gringo price thing, the gringo price. Again, you know, this is why I was trying not to come out and show the camera or show my dumb ass, you know, because at the end of the day, I don't know what they're gonna charge. But again, they already went on their own. When you and me, you know, we were out there, you know, filming and walking around the neighborhood. You already know that it was 3,000 pesos what they got quoted here, super duper high end, and it seems like these are more like the high end quality type as well. So therefore, you know, they're probably gonna, you know, charge them more. Maybe they see me, they see them, you know, in the nicer car coming from the big city. I don't know, but either way, you know what I mean? They're you know, everything. I think everybody is caught by surprise by how expensive they are. We weren't expecting. Hola, buenos días. So I wasn't expecting. Look at the doggy. Hola. So I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, look, I just want to keep walking, you know. They're gonna come through here anyway, so they'll catch up to me. Hola, hola. Everybody's very nice, very friendly with the camera. You got kids everywhere. Jeez. ¿Está caminando? Vamos a ir hasta allá. Sí, sí, vamos. They're asking me, where am I going? Like, I don't know. No sé dónde voy. Vamos a ir hasta allá arriba. ¿Tú conoces allá arriba? ¿Tú? Sí. So I asked her, do you recognize the area? Do you know who was up there? I'm like, they're asking me, where am I going? I don't know, I'm just going. We're just walking. I think their parents are calling them, like, hey, don't be following that strange, weird man, you know? Bruh. Anyways, but you see, I'm telling you, man, it's like, oh, look, there's one of the homes that I was telling you about. Look at that, see? That thatch roof, wooden construction, the whole thing. Very nice. So, wow. Look at that. So we just, yeah, this is a nice little workout here, you know, walking up these hills. So yeah, that's another thing too. Remember, in the Yucatan, like, it's hilly as well. It's a lot of rock. A lot of people are like, yeah, look, it's just rock, 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 rock. Remember, if you look at the map and you go really deep into all that, you get to see how, you know, eventually as it goes into Central America, you know, there's like the mountains, you know, the Rocky Mountains, the mountains terrain. It gets very mountainy. Mexico is very mountainy, very rocky. But anyways, in the area where I live, in the Yucatan, close to the beach, not rocky at all. It's low-lying jungle. So we're right, you know, by the, whatchamacallit? We are right on the ocean. And so that's why our sea level is what I meant to say. And so we're sea level. Look at that. All right, so let's just kind of walk back a little bit so you guys can see the angle. See how high we went, how, you know, like the steepness of the hill. But yeah, this is so cool. It is super cool. And I can hear, yeah, look, that family over there speaking in Mayan. It's like, I don't have no idea what the hell they're saying. So yeah, so I don't know what's going on with all that, you know. It seems like we might seems like Christian might have to keep digging, looking for the dress that she's looking for. It seems like they're still talking in there. It seems like they're negotiating something in there. So who knows? Maybe, you know, they can find somewhere we can get that dress. Let's see if we can get down to maybe Peto, you know, which is right next door. We already came through there to see if maybe we can find it for her there. And if not, well, she might have to settle for the same dress that everybody else has these days, you know, which is made by a machine. When I say made by a machine, I just mean it's made by a sewing machine. And I mean, it's like, who the hell sews by hand anymore? I mean, it seems like they sew by hand still, but the reality is that, yeah, no wonder why it's so expensive. Hola, what the, you know, oh, there they are, the kids are back. So that's why it's so expensive. Okay, anyway, so there we got the wife there talking to the lady, and they're still trying to figure it out. So all right, I'll catch up with you guys, you know, once we're on the move and you know, we'll figure out what we're doing, all right? So I want to end this video with at least getting her one of those dresses, all right? So let's see if we can, you know, get that done for her birthday. Okay, so yeah, long story short, you know, the reason it's so expensive doesn't have nothing to do with tourist price, gringo price, or anything. It has nothing to do with any of that. It had all to do with just the fact that it's all made by hand and it's elaborated. You know, nobody makes them by hand anymore. Everybody does it with machine. Hey, everybody, all the kids, man, the kids. I should just do a show with the kids there. All right, so let's go up here to this lady's house here. Look at that, speaking Mayan. Hey, that's your house. Wow. Sí, oh my God. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Qué bonita. Y se llama, ¿cómo se llama? Ipil, ¿no? Ipil. El ipil. And again, so. Okay, so ipil. Okay, so that's yeah, Mayan. Wow, and so you notice her teeth. She has gold teeth. Going back to gold and silver that we talk about on the channel. People are like, oh, where do they keep their gold? Where do they keep their silver? You see, that's where they got the gold teeth. They keep it. That's what they, yeah. Oh my God, sí, súper bonito.
Ni mandado a hacer.
Y como el de usted es
Okay. All right, so they're figuring out the price. They're figuring out they're talking about the price. They're talking about the kind. They're talking about like the different kinds that there are. Look at that. We got a banana peel there. We got to be careful. Don't fall. I think the kids put it there. They wanted to see me fall. Ten cuidado con la banana, ¿no? No se vaya a caer. ¿Sí?
una banana.
Sí. But anywho, so anyways, I'm gonna pretend that ¿eh?
¿Dónde es tu casa?
Mi casa en Mérida. ¿Tú sabes dónde está Mérida? Sí, allá donde vivimos en Mérida. She's like, oh, where do I live? Where do we come from? We come from Mérida. ¿Ha ido a Mérida alguna vez? ¿Sí? Ah, wow, okay. ¿Y ustedes han ido a Mérida? No, nunca. Oh my gosh. Right.
Mi tío va allá.
Ah, okay. She's saying her uncle goes to Mérida. Wow. So friendly, so nice. Everybody's so nice and friendly here. So, sí, estamos paseando. Es que mi esposa está buscando un ipil para ponerse. O sea, una cosita ahí. So we're having a little conversation with the kid there. All right. Sí, estamos haciendo un videito para YouTube. Mira. ¿Quién quiere preguntarme algo? ¿Qué me quieren preguntar?
¿Dónde vives?
En Mérida, somos de Mérida. Pero yo vengo de Cuba, ¿sabes? De los Estados Unidos. Pero ellos son yucatecos, todo el mundo aquí yucatecos aquí. Yo soy el único visitando. Ah, wow, ok. Qué bonito, qué interesante. Bueno, all right. Let's keep walking and talking, all right? Because, you know, I don't want you guys want to see the whole interview with the kids. Bueno, okay, hasta luego. All right. So they got the dress. I don't know if we're gonna keep getting other dresses or not, but at least we got one. We got it for a great price, and all right, so far so good. All right, so with that said, all right, guys. Everybody, all the kids coming out of the house, everybody wants to say hi. All right, so with that said, we're gonna wait for Christian. You know what, let's go check her out. I think she's trying out never mind. She's trying it out and she's getting it fitted, all right, and getting it all ready and good to go. So all right, guys, with that said, I'll meet you guys at the next scene. I don't know where we're going next. We might go to the next town over, or we might go somewhere. We're definitely doing something else after this. So all right, I'll see you guys then. Look at that. Wow. And it's just basically it was almost made for her. Even though it wasn't made for her. Careful there. It was almost like tailor-made to her, right? Because it fit perfectly, right? Sí, cabello perfecto.
Muy bien.
Beautiful.
Está bonito.
Yeah. Awesome. Happy.
Señora, sus dientes de oro.
All right, so moving on to the next destination. All right, guys, so we're now here at the entrance of Peto, and we're gonna have a little bit of a little beer o'clock break because it's already past 12. And we're gonna have a little drinky poo, right? You know, you already know how we do out here. We always gotta get some refreshments, especially after sweating out here. Very hot, very humid out here today. So we're gonna go get some beers. And so I think what we're gonna do, since we've already got our mission accomplished, you know, we were able to get the dress for Christian. Now we're gonna get some beers, and then after we get some beers, and maybe we'll hang around Peto for a little bit, and then we're gonna go to Mani to go and get some lunch. Okay, so we still got a few things that we're gonna be doing. So in the meantime, let me get my beer because it seems like these guys already, you know, are getting their beers, and I want my beer. So hold on a second. Hey, hola. Buenas tardes. Oh, okay. ¿Puedo agarrar? Sí, sí. Let's see what we got here. All right, I'm gonna get one of these. I like these. All right. It's a little store here. You see me you see me at these little stores, you know, when I go out with Tree, you know, on our little adventures. We gotta go on one of those adventures real soon. And look at that.
La orden Ricardo. La orden Richard.
Oh, Richard. Okay, mira, se llama okay, that's Richard. So if you're ever here at the, you know, Peto 6, you know, all the way on the way to
6 La Rada.
Sí, sí. Don't forget to, ¿cómo te llamas? Richard.
Richard.
All right, don't forget to come pay a visit to Richard and have a beer with Richard, okay? Oye, muchas gracias. All right.
¿Tiene canal?
Sí, sí, aquí ver mi canal. Okay, José Arteaga.
¿Yo que lo escriba?
Sí, sí, José no, José Arteaga, ¿sabes cómo se escribe Arteaga, verdad? Ok, José Arteaga, living in Mexico. Ok? So A-R-T-E-A-G-A, ok? Ok, oye, sí, dale, hasta luego. Yeah, man. All right, awesome. We got some fans, some new subscribers. Let's go. All right, guys, so we made it out here to Peto, and we're out here in the town center, the town square, the center of town, as you guys already know. It's where everything happens, and it's popping off right now. So right there is a city hall, you know, basically where all the government, you know, building is. We're in the town super square. I know I should have just kept walking around as I got here. I realized maybe I didn't take the best route to get here. But anyways, look at that. Look at the cathedral. Actually, you know what? On second thought, wow, what a shot of the cathedral. Holy guacamole. That's a big ass cathedral. Yeah, so Christian and her friend and her boyfriend are somewhere around. In the meantime, I wanted to, you know, just show you around on my own because I don't want to be, you know, bothering them while they're spending their quality time together and all that stuff. You know, I just want to do my video here. But anyways, all right, so what are we gonna do? Let's cut through here and walk around and show you a little bit of what we got. Check it out here. Hola, buenos días. Hola. I know it's kind of weird, you know, I shouldn't be, hola, buenos días. Shouldn't be saying hi. Hopefully, yeah, it's very windy out. I don't have my windsock microphone. So just deal with it, guys, all right? Because I don't want to stick out more like a sore thumb than I already am. Let's check it out. So again, it's Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Actually, what time is it now? It's Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Okay, so right now, Sunday, 12:30. Look at this. Nice little town square. You can see everything going on here. See, just normal life. So most people have just come out of church right now. So there's like a big line over there at the bank and the Electra, you know, which is like kind of like another bank. There's a little tiendita, got a restaurant, Telcel for the phones, play the lottery. Check. We got the ice cream place. We got another restaurant there. There's where all the bikes park. So right now, really, what goes on right now is that basically, you know, everybody. It's Sunday, so people are just leaving church. You know, going to go visit their families. Going to, you know, do their Sunday shopping. Sunday walking around, having fun. You know, going to the market. Going to the family's home. Remember, Sunday's for family, so the families are hanging out, whether they're hanging out together or they're hanging out at the, you know, at the family's house, or they're coming out here and hanging out together, or whatever it is. So let's walk through here, through the market, so you guys can see, get a bird's eye, I mean an actual view of the market. You know what, let's go this way. Let's go to the entrance here. Alright. So again, it's 12:30, but yet we're late already. Because like you see, all these places are already closed up. Because a lot of people eat early. I mean, people wake up like at 6:30 in the morning, 7 in the morning. They're already having, you know, breakfast, food, whatever it is. So, just FYI. Everybody very nice. Everybody's like, oh, look at that guy. There's like someone with a camera. This is so cool. So awesome. Look at that. So, let's see. Let's just keep going around. There you go. Oh, there they are. All right. Now you can see all kinds of stuff for sale. So it's like a flea market. It's a mercado. You guys have seen us go to so many mercados, not just throughout the Yucatan. You know, when we go to Guadalajara, when we go to Oaxaca, when we go everywhere, they got all kinds of stores like this all over the place. I mean, sorry, all kinds of markets like this. So this is like the market. It's not a tianguis. This would be a market. Look at that. There's those shoes this way. So, okay. Oh. Let's see what they got. It's a little dark in here. Hopefully you guys can see. Got the dogs. Got the meats. See, again, you know, like I'm not that adventurous. I'm not a guy that would eat meat that's been sitting out, you know, for hours and hours and hours in this heat. You know, coming at least from my background as a chef. You know, I would do that if I was living in, oh look, this is a pawn shop. But what I was gonna say is that, like, you know, in other cold climate cities in Mexico, it's totally fine, you know, to be getting the meat that's been hanging there, no problem, because, you know, the temperature, the ambient temperature is like a refrigerator's temperature, so you're fine. But out here, the temperature outside is like 100 degrees. You know, it shouldn't be out for longer than, you know, just a few minutes or something, not hours and hours and hours. So yeah, let's just keep walking around. So yeah, so out here again, you can get some deals, you know, because again, it's like the, whatchamacallit, they have the pawn shop, and they got the, you know, a lot of shoes out here. I just noticed that. So many shoes. Everybody's selling shoes. It must be a shoe capital of the region or something. They got boots, they got everything. Definitely don't have my size at all. All these shoes seem so small. So, all right. So, all right, let's keep going outside. I got people laughing at me, you know, so, like, who's that guy speaking English, walking around? All right, so let's just go out here. Let's just keep getting lost. I don't know where I don't know what they're up to over there, but yeah, guys, look, at the end of the day, you see, pretty nice, huh? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You got the police, you know, over there keeping the peace. Everything's nice and calm, nice and relaxed. It's pretty loud because it's Mexico after all. So they got the music playing. They got the you got the music playing. You got the fun, the livelihood, you know, the whatever, you know. So hopefully the music isn't too bad. Let's make our way this way. I don't know. I'm trying to find these guys. I don't know where they went. We're just dancing to the music here. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, look, we got uniforms. We got all the communion stuff. You know, the stuff for the, you know, communion church stuff. Where'd they go? I know I had them behind me. I don't know where they went. I don't know where everybody went. I'm trying to find them. Oh, there they are. All right, so I'm gonna... Oh, let me ask them to see what they're at. ¿Puedo seguir una vuelta?
Yes,
Yeah?
no problem, no problem.
¿A dónde van a estar ustedes?
Por acá, el mercado nada más.
Okay.
Nos vemos, cualquier cosa nos hablas.
Okay. Sí, por la casa. Okay, all right. I'm gonna take another little walk around while. Might as well show you guys, you know, what's around here, you know, while they're shopping around. I think they're shopping for a ring, they're shopping for something, you know, girly stuff. The girls are shopping. And then I can go on an adventure. Hola. I can go on and take a little adventure real quick. So yeah, I'm just gonna walk around here and show you Hola, buenos dias. Oh, so look, this is like the taxi station here. So look, see, like the villagers, you know, sorry, the cops are there basically telling the villagers, hey, don't do this or something like that. It must be like a little checkpoint, you know, a speed trap type of thing or something, you know. It seems like the cops are doing their job, doing their thing to keep, make sure everybody stays, you know. Hola, buenos dias. So, all right, anyways, that's a bar. That's a, you know, a dive bar. So if you want to go to a dive bar, that's a dive bar right here. I'm in the street. I got to be careful I don't get run over here. All right. But yeah, it's so interesting. I love coming to little pueblos, little villages like this, and seeing how things, you know, really, you know, how things function, how things move. Why the hell are they listening to the Backstreet Boys in a cantina? That is literally a dive bar cantina, and they're listening to the Backstreet Boys. What the? That's what I'm saying. You'll never know what you're gonna see or you're gonna hear. You're gonna find out. That's a little suspect, all right? Anyways, but yeah, there's a little similarities, you know, the pharmacy, the town goes all the way out. This is a big town. There's a big area. You know, everybody's super nice, super friendly out here south. I gotta come out here more to the south. You know, it seems like the further south we go, the friendlier everybody gets. The last few adventures that we've taken, you know, that have gone, you know, that have taken me all the way to the south, you know, of the Yucatan down into Mayan country, has been incredible. How amazingly nice the people are. Let's get on the sidewalk here. I don't want to get run over. Look at that. It's the fire department and the hospital. Look at that. So the fire department and the ambulance and the little puppies. And see, look, the fire department, everybody's just having a little party back there. Very nice. Very nice. So, all right, let's get on this side of the street here. So, yeah, guys, I mean, I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying the adventure so far. You know, the walk around Peto, the walk around Tahdziu, and then eventually when we make our way to Mani to get some lunch. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, you know, it's like I was saying, it's always so interesting to see how life is lived. You know, how each community is different, how the municipal police act, you know, how a dive bar, you know, what kind of music they have, you know, apartment buildings. Oh no, that's not apartment buildings, that's a church. So like the church that has I guess like that's where the convent or something. I guess it's like where the nuns live. I don't know. The hell, what do I know? You know, it's funny because a lot of people are always asking me about, you know, how come I don't have much more information? Oh, it's a red light. I was wondering why everybody stopped. So yeah, look how interesting. And it just goes on and on. I love the architecture, the buildings, the people, the everything, just seeing the action. This village, this city, this area. Oh look, there's like, let's go walk over there real quick. But I see like an empty field. Hola, buenos dias, buenos dias. So all the way over there, it seems like an empty field, some ruins. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's gonna be cool. They got Pokemons. Look at that, they got Pokemons over here. Very nice. Now, you wanna buy some, no one's gonna steal your Pokemons. Look at that. For sale. Hola, buenos dias. Hola.
Go to the baseball game.
Oh, hay un juego ahora. Hoy.
Sí.
¿A qué hora?
Al mediodía, pero son finales.
Ah, ok.
Bueno.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Para que vean cómo se pone el juego acá.
Okay, gracias. Look at that, he invited me to go to the local baseball game. He's like, hey, are you going to the baseball game? You gotta go to the baseball game. It starts like at 12 noon. I'm going there now. All right, we'll see. I'll tell the crew when we're done. Maybe we will go to the baseball game, who knows? Hola, buenos dias. Look at that, we got mangoes, avocados, watermelon, more trees, more plants. Wow, very nice. In fact, oh, ¿de qué son esos árboles? ¿De las plantas?
Son mandarinas.
Mandarinas, ok. Y si las siembro, ¿como qué tiempo se demora para que salga mandarina?
2 años.
2 años, ok. Muchas gracias. Those are for mandarins. And I asked her, well, how long does it take to get my first mandarin once I plant it? She goes, around 2 years. All right, it might be too long. I don't know if I can be that patient. But look, this is the field. It seems like this is where they play soccer or they hang out or nothing. They might, you know, have festivals, dances here, who knows. But those are old ruins. That probably was a church. You know, 100% that was some sort of Mayan ruin. As I told you guys multiple times, how they do out here is, or how they've done out here over the hundreds of years. You know, when the Spanish first got here, that what they did is that they, they basically tore down the Mayan temples. Sorry, oof, it's very hot today. Anyways, they when the Spanish got here, they would tear down the Mayan temples, and then they would, here, let's go this way. They would tear down the Mayan temples, and then they would build a church over that. So, all right, I don't want to get too lost. Hola. You know what? Let's not go too lost. I forgot the church is this way. If I go that way, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be lost in the sauce. Just keep going this way here. But anywho, so yeah, there's always, I mean, there's just so much history, and it's just kind of crazy to think, man, 500 plus years ago when the Spanish got here, there was another civilization here. And again, think of it whatever you may, I know that some people are like, everybody has their opinions and their thoughts on history. I get it. That's not what this is about. It's just interesting to just look at it from the human perspective as to like, man, how difficult it is just to do things today, in today's modern world. Imagine back then. Imagine not only tearing down a ginormous Mayan temple, but then building a giant church like that, which, by the way, we can't go in the church. It's already closed. But being able to just to defeat the magnitude, right? I mean, it's just insane to me. And with the technology, nobody's asking, oh, how did they move the stones? How did they move the whatever? How did they build it so high? How did they do this? How did they do that? They don't question any of that. They're always questioning the Egyptians, right? For whatever reason, but they don't question this stuff. And it's pretty, just as insanely crazy to me as anything else. So, but anyway, so yeah, this is something that is kind of like a normal thing out here. And so like when you go deeper and deeper and deeper in the jungle, and you think to yourself, man, how did they even get out here 500 years ago? How did they do this 500 years ago? First of all, the people that were here first, that built all this and then had all a giant civilization. But then on top of that, when the Spanish came out here and then they did their thing, and it's like the whole thing is just like, it is pretty insane. And to think that right now, we are like basically in times of peace in a sense, and everything has kind of modernized. And we're living in the modern world now. We're living in the modern Yucatan, the modern version of all this stuff. And who would have ever thought, hundreds or thousands of years, hundreds of years ago, but thousands of years ago and hundreds of years ago, that not only all the history and everything that's happened out here so far and where we're at right now, but on top of that, then some dumbass like me will be out here making YouTube videos and making videos and just everything, just like how everything has kind of like turned out, and becoming, look, it doesn't matter where you go in Mexico, it does not matter. You always got Dr. Simi, man. This guy is the best. Look at him. We gotta say hi to him. We gotta come say hi. Look at this. My favorite. Mi favorito, Dr. Simi. Hey! Look at that. All right. So this guy's a superhero out here in Mexico. He's the best. So everybody loves him. Hold on, one of this. And he's everywhere, even in the little village out here in the middle of nowhere. So, all right. They're saying hi to people behind there, man. I got people all over the place right now. Just saying hi, saying everything. I got music. I got so many stimulus. So much stimulus. Hey, make way for the dog. He's crossing the street. So yeah, look at this. Look at this ginormous. This is, by the way, a very impressive church, especially where we are, because I know we're very, very deep out here in the middle of the jungle. Peto is it's 2 hours away from the city, and there's really nothing around here per se. So it's very impressive. I mean, not just the building, but just everything around here, basically. We're kind of like to have like their own little city in the middle of nowhere here, because that is the cool thing about this area here. Let's cross the street. Is the fact here, let's go through here, I guess, show you this area. So yeah, that is what's the cool thing about this area out here, is the fact that what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. I forgot. Oh yeah, just the fact that it's like a city. It's a big city. There's a big area here. All right, let's get on this side here so we don't get run over. But let's see, everybody's selling all kinds of goods, all kinds of wares. All you gotta do is just set up a table. You don't need a permit, you don't need anything. You just set up a table, you can sell, do whatever. But anyways, but this is a big city, man. We're like in the town center right now. Hola. We're like in like I said, in the town center. We took a pretty Pretty long walk. How long have we been walking for? Look at that, almost 20 minutes now. And all we did was just walk around a little bit of the center. See, look, eventually once we're on our way home, we're gonna probably be taking this highway, this street, all the way to Merida. Well, I mean, this doesn't take you straight to Merida, but kind of sort of short, like, you know, in a weird way. You know, there's a few roads, little turns here and there, but eventually you'll get to Merida. But we're not gonna go all the way to Merida yet. We're gonna go to Mani to get some lunch. We're definitely gonna eat something. So I don't know if we're gonna do it here or somewhere else. Oh, look, there you go. All right, so we kind of walked already through here. You know, I showed you a little bit of the main area here. I see the sign. Here, let's walk through here. And let's end it over there at the main sign. I gotta find out where these guys are, because now I'm super lost. I don't even know where the market is. I'm super lost. So, but yeah, very nice out here. Whew. It's very, very hot, very humid, and obviously walking around, you know, and especially after a few beers, is definitely, you know, gonna get you to sweat it out. So look at that, very nice little area here, and that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to come and show you the sign. The little sign, you know, the sign of that every town has, that every municipality has everywhere. They got that sign with the name of the city. So here we are in Peto. How awesome is that? It says, oh, never mind. It just says they put this sign here, or they updated it in 2015 or something. So, and we got the church. What a view, huh? What a view. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna see if I can find the rest of the crew. And then that's it. I don't want to make this video longer than the word it has to be. We got to get something to eat, because I'm hungry. We're all hungry. It's hot. I need a break. I need more beers. Whew, gotta catch my breath. This humidity out here is no joke. It's literally June 30th right now, or June 28th or something. It's hot. So, all right, so let's head over to get something to eat. All right, look at who Christian found. Christian found Shasta, and she is an American from California that's been living out here about 18, 19 years. Basically, she married a Yucatecan in California, and she moved out here, you know, many, many years ago, and she's been living out here. She has a store, right, out here in the Mercado de Peto, in Novedades Shasta, and basically she sews, right? Yeah, so you make like the...
I make flowers.
Look at that, she makes those flowers there, like that one. Wow. Oh, wow. This is made out of cloth, right?
Cloth, yeah.
Wow, look at that. It's amazing. That's super cool. And there's her daughter. Hey, how's it going? Look at that. And so, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys real quick. By the way, Shasta, thank you so much. I know she's a little bit more, camera shy. You know, not everybody wants to be on camera like me. But look, long story short, I just wanted to show you, Christian wanted to show you, that, the Shasta's out here and living out here with the locals and been out here for a long time. Thank you so much for sharing your life with us. Thank you so much for sharing, with us. Look at that. Wow. It's so awesome. Yeah, sorry, it's a little noisy in here, a little congested in here. Yeah, sorry, my brain wasn't braining too much. But yeah, long story short, so Shasta, moved out here a long time ago to this village. Again, look where we are. We're out here in Peto. I just gave you a little bit of a walk through the area, and yeah, you know what I mean? It'd be nice that if you are in the area, all right, and you are visiting, please come and visit her. She's right at the beginning of the main entrance, by the blue building that sells seafood. Right across, right there, that's where she's at. Come visit her, and that's super cool. And yeah, like I said, when I was walking around, Christian made a friend, and just showing around, and she bought this flower, right? Yeah, she got the flower. She also makes, ¿tú sabes la ipil, right? Ipil, the bordados. Yeah, so she learned how to make everything by hand, Yeah, so she learned everything from the locals, and she learned how to make it, and now she has her own store, and she sells like everybody else. Yeah, she's already Yucatecan, that's it, right? Y hablas el español perfectamente, right? Sí? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, she speaks perfect Spanish, and in fact, she probably doesn't speak English until I showed up, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so So anyways, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want to bother her too much. I know she's a little bit more, you know, she doesn't want to be on camera so much. But yeah, long story short, guys, you just never, ever know what you're gonna find out here. And this is why you gotta, you know, explore, not just explore the villages of the Yucatan and the villages of all these other places, you know, throughout Mexico, but explore your own hometown, your own home state, wherever you're at. You'll be surprised at the things that you could find in your own backyard. And you know, to me, I've been making it a mission now. You know, one of the things that I wanted to do this year is that I wanted to travel and I wanted to show you guys, you know, as much as I could of the Yucatan, and not just of Mexico. Obviously we're traveling and we're going to show you more of Mexico, but of the Yucatan itself. I mean, again, I'm born. Hola, buenos días. I'm born. I mean, I've been here over 7 years, and you know, a lot of times, again, it's the same old thing. You know, you got to sometimes just do touristy things in your own backyard. You'll be surprised, you know, as to all the things that you can find. And sometimes the best vacation is a staycation. So with that said, all right, guys, let's finish up in there. I want to give a big shout out to Shasta and a big shout out to everybody, you know, that has been so nice to us out here today. And let's get out of here and get to Mani, because now I'm starving. We're all starving, and we got to get out of here because we still got a long trek back home. We still got 2 hours, you know, to head back to Merida. So I'll see you guys at the restaurant, all right? Look at that. Look how nice these people are. Look how amazing. So they're getting ready to do some cultural event type thing. And I was just talking to them, and basically they're telling me that the dress that they put on, ¿cuánto vale? Como ¿cuánto vale el traje? Yeah. Wow, so like 15,000 pesos, 20,000 pesos, even 30,000 pesos for this. Wow, so wow, qué bonito. ¿Y a dónde van ahorita? Y entonces van a un festival o algo así, o...
Es un evento privado.
Ah, ok, qué bonito, ok, bueno, muchas gracias, disculpa la molestia. I just had to ask them a little bit more. Gracias, hasta luego. Yeah, so basically they're going to like a private function, you know, something at some cultural center in another pueblo, and basically, yeah, they were all, you know, getting all dressed up and getting together to head out over there. But I just had to talk to them. I showed you guys, but I wanted to really show you exactly how, you know, how well dressed and how elaborate they are. And also, you know, to let you guys, I mean, I was telling Christians, like, I guess their 3,000 peso bordado isn't so expensive. So yeah, those dresses over there were going for like 13, 15, 30,000 pesos. And you know, I guess, you know, 3,000 pesos isn't that expensive after all. But anyways, all right, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. All right, let's get to Mani, right? Because we're all hungry and we got to get out of here. So. All right, guys, we are here in Mani yet again. Seems like every time that we are ending one of these, you know, village tours where we're, you know, basically going from village to village throughout, you know, the southern portion of the Yucatan, it seems that like we always end up out here in Mani to finish the video, to finish the episode. So today is no different. And as a matter of fact, they are already back at the restaurant, already starting on some beers, you know, and getting some snacks and all that stuff. In fact, this is where we're gonna have dinner. And a little backstory, as you guys already know, we've been here before. The last time we were here with you know, Dave and Rebecca when we went on our adventure, you know, through the Ruta Puc. And this time we went through the complete opposite side of the kind of not the Ruta, but just like a route most people don't take. And the reason that we kind of came out here was, again, just to get Christian's ipil, and not just to get her ipil, but just to have fun, you know, to just you know how like back home you go bar hopping. Out here people go pueblo hopping, you know, they go village hopping. So you just go from pueblo to pueblo, visiting, enjoying, seeing the sights, all that good stuff. And so no different today. That's what we did. That's what a lot of people do out here on the weekend for fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, you know, the today's adventure. So, you know, right now, as a matter of fact, I'm just gonna cut to some footage of the restaurant that we're in. And you know, we're, you know, as right now we're having some drinks, you know, we're having some beers, we're having some cheladas, not micheladas, but cheladas, which is basically with lime juice out here in this crazy heat. Whew, it helps because that vitamin C and whatever else they put in there, the salt, you know, really helps you know, with, I mean, it was a bunch of, you know, it's a bunch of lime juice. It starts off, you know, with a lot of lime juice down at the bottom of the cup. So it's probably like 2 or 3 limes worth of juice to go along with the beer. But anyways, it helps a lot with the hydration, because as much as beer is great in this heat, it also dehydrates you. And, well, you know, you got to keep going. So it helps to have, you know, a little bit of, you know, help with that, you know, so that's where the chelada kind of whole thing comes in. But yeah, look at this beautiful, look at this beautiful, amazing park out here. What a beautiful sight. So yeah, just wanted to show you real quick, you know, because I don't know if I'm going to be showing you scenes of all the food that we're having, because we're also having a lot of food. And you know, the food, I don't know what we're having actually, you know, so you just see various images, but there's all kinds of things. All the Yucatecan fare, the typical 1000%, 100% super Yucatecan food. That's what we're having today. You know, so everything from sopa de lima to queso relleno to panuchos to pork chook and all kinds of things like that. So, and earlier for breakfast we had, you know, cochinita pibil, but we had it at the house. But anyway, so yeah, look how beautiful this area is. Very nice. So the restaurant's over there. Pretty cool, all these little stores. So again, you know, more clothing stores here. Very nice. So, you know, as I was saying, you know, as I was mentioning earlier, it was nice to come out here with him, and then he brought us to this restaurant which is called El Príncipe de something something. I don't know, I have it there. I showed you guys. There's a menu, there's the whatever, so you guys can see exactly where we're at, and it's that restaurant all the way over there. All right, but anyways, the restaurant's packed full of people, very popular, and it's been here for a long time. And not just has that restaurant been here for a long time, but this pueblo has been here for a super long time. Again, in fact, been here, this is a Mayan pueblo, and this is where the Batalla de Castas, you know, so like the war of the Castas, you know, the Castas war. But anyways, basically when the Mayans fought the Spanish, all right, this is where it all started, and this is where it all got cray, you know, got pretty nasty. Anyways, you can look into that history on your own. Anyways, long story short, here's the restaurant, looking very nice, very amazing, very beautiful. You know, again, I'm going to be showing you again, you know, what we're having in there. We're going to go in there in a second, as soon as we're finishing up here. But yeah, long story short, guys, I really hope you guys are enjoying. Have enjoyed, because you're already at the end of the episode here, but I really hope you guys have enjoyed, you know, today's video, today's, you know, village tour, because, you know, we've done a bunch of these adventures, and now more than ever, you know, during this time in which you guys are helping support the show, this is even awesomer because I get to make more of these, and I really hope you guys are enjoying these adventures and all these videos that we're doing. Not just, you know, coming out here to visit different villages, but sometimes when we're going out and riding our bike around a certain village. In fact, you know, there's a couple villages, you know, like Mani, all right, and Peto, you know, definitely that we want to go on our bikes. I'm gonna see if I can get the crew together. I gotta get David and Tree back on the bikes so we can go out and explore these towns on the bike, so we can really see how big and how awesome it is. So, all right, without further ado, I gotta get back inside because everybody's waiting for me. Because, well, you know, waiting for me and not waiting for me. We're all just having fun and enjoying our day. And yes, of course, we have a designated driver. Yes, of course, you know, we're all safe and sound and all that stuff. So, you know, with all that said, it's time to get inside and get to eating. So let me just show you how the restaurant looks like. And, you know, we'll kind of end the show that way. You know, we'll end the show once we get back to the table there, or as we're getting to the table. So yeah, this is the restaurant here. Very nice. Look at this. So yeah, packed. Like I said, very packed. All kinds of people here all over the place, and very popular and very reasonably priced. So with all that said, guys, it's time for me to head back to the table, head back to the, you know, to the fun, and enjoy the rest of my afternoon and the rest of my day. And I hope you guys have enjoyed today's show. So with all that being said, guys, you already know the deal. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But more importantly than anything else, don't forget to please stay awesome. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. See you later.